Hello guys, welcome back to Pause, welcome back to Planet Coaster. This is another update video. Today we're looking at the update 1.6 that was released yesterday. So this will go through things like hotels, triggerable colours, path tunnelling, and the new scenery and that stuff like that have been added for free to Planet Coaster. So let's jump straight in and first of all have a look at the hotels. So the way these work, and this is just a blueprint that's been put down just here, so to give you an example of how they work. So the pieces that you get with hotels, if we jump in here, you get the hotel foyer, a luxury room and a standard room. And the way you've got to use these is you place them down within a building like this, and then link the foyer, which is this area, to the rooms inside. So if we had a pop inside this building, you'll see exactly how they work. So you can stack all the different rooms. So these are all the standard rooms down here, and these are all the luxury rooms up here. So generally that is how it works. Obviously there's plenty more room in here to add other rooms and other sort of stuff like that. So if we jump on to the foyer, which is basically where the facility management is, you can see on here that you've got all these different options. So the overview here, you've got all your active perks which you can set on the hotel perks here. So you can choose between room service, restaurant, internet access, spa, gym, arcade. Add these on to increase the guest happiness on their stay. And the prices are all here. You can set up the rooms just here. This is where you link them as well. So basically you press the connect more hotel rooms here and then select the rooms that you've placed down. Works very similar to like when you're selecting the billboards or on the display sequences when you're grabbing a certain item. Thoughts are obviously here, and that is generally how it works. So that is a quick look at the a very quick look at the hotels. Personally, I think they could have implemented this a little bit nicer. I would have liked to have seen these be actual rooms with beds and furniture and, you know, like a little toilet area. I think they really easily could have done that on like a maybe 4x4, 5x5 meter style box, but it's fine for what it is. Whether I'm going to ever use these in the game, I'm not sure. I mean, I would probably just end up placing down a blueprint, to be perfectly honest with you, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we will have a look at some point. I mean, I quite like this little building they've done. It's quite a unique shape, to be fair. So yeah, that is generally hotels. Obviously you need to keep them clean, so the perks do become less effective if the hotel is dirty. So having a specific janitor for a hotel is quite a good idea. Prestige is boosted by nearby scenery, and they have, like I say, a slew of perks that bolster their effectiveness in specific ways, which we've just already kind of touched upon. So that is generally how they work. Okay, so the next thing on the list is triggerable flexi colour. So this is perfect for dance floors, dark rides and light shows. So any object that can be triggered can now have its colours customised through the display sequencer. Now, I'm using some of the new lights from the Studios pack here, just to demonstrate how this is, how this works and how what's possible with this. So let's have a quick play of this sequence. So obviously you can trigger these new lights. Obviously they are in the Studios pack. Then you can also trigger colour changing lights. There we go. And this will work on anything that is colourable. So let's put that to the test by using something else. Okay, so the way this works then in the display sequencer, you select an animatronic that is colourable. So I've gone for this sleeping dragon. Over here you can select the change colour on trigger, change it to its new colours, and also add a fade time. So when you press the play, this happens. It will slowly change colour, which is amazing. Then obviously to get that back to what it was before, you can put that for like 5 seconds and then set this to restore colour on trigger, and again fade that back. So then you play that and it'll fade it back. So then if you've got a looped sequence, it'll then fade from one colour back to the other, and so forth. So this is great for using the normal lighting, as you can now make very specific colour changes in scenes, which is amazing. Okay, so now on to path tunneling. So you'll find the option in the little advanced settings on paths. So let's say we want to put a nice path straight through this mountain here. You just press it straight through, and then we are out the other side. So let's take a look at how that looks from the actual guest perspective. Now it's a bit janky on the edges, I'll be honest. It's not the smoothest of things. Obviously you can't smooth that out afterwards. But there you go. You can make tunnelled paths straight through terrain now, which is amazing. The other thing that's finally made it into the patch notes is the actual light that is now on the camera. So if you press L when you're in the first person, well, and just in any camera mode, yeah, the camera comes on. So you can build now underground or inside and not have to worry about it. So that button is L. Well, that's been in for a while. Right, next up is the triggerable time of the day. So if we go back to the display sequences section, there is now Ride Cam Time Machine. Now this thing is quite interesting. So if you've got a dark ride or a show or something that you've created that looks loads better in the night, this thing will now turn the day into night, so to speak. So what you will do is you'll put down let's put down a ride actually, so I can show you properly. Let's do a tracked ride. Let's put in whatever this is. There we go. Right, I don't think I've ever even seen this blueprint. Anyway, right, so let's put down the time machine again. Let's plonk him here. And then if I go into the triggers on the ride, edit the trigger sequence, we need to add a new trigger. So number 12, bring that through here. There we go, and I need to put that there. So now number 1 is my new one. Connect an object to it, which is that. And then if I... Right, so that is playing it on trigger, and it plays for how long you want. So let's go for 120 seconds. Actually, just for the purpose of this test, let's go 30 seconds. That's that one. Okay, so that's that done. Done. Now back into this. We want this to be, let's go for 10 o'clock at night, as that seems to be a nice darkness level. So that's already connected to this. The fade time is 2 seconds. So now, in theory, when the ride starts, goes past that trigger, the daylight in the area should fade to nighttime for 30 seconds. Let's test it. And there we go. It works. So imagine that in a dark ride. The ability to now instantly turn it to dark as soon as you leave the station. Now obviously this only affects the actual ride camera, so when you're out of here the daylight stays as it should do. But that is a very interesting feature and very interesting effect that is going to be great for dark rides. Can't wait to start using that one. Okay, and while we're on the subject of dark rides and track rides, another new feature is stopping pieces for powered track rides. So, I'll go through the list of the ones that this applies to. So in the main game, it's the light line, the Lunar Autos, Magic Carts, Sleigh Ride, Coney Express and Iron Horse. Spooky Pack is the Huntsman. Adventure Pack is Island Adventure and Land Ahoy. Studios Pack is Big Screen Tour and Remotion. And basically what it is the ability to now add a section of track onto a track ride where the ride car will stop for a certain period of time. So if you wanted to do a scene around a vehicle, you now have the option to stop the track, let the scene play out and then restart the motion. Now the excitement, fear and nausea do reduce when the ride is stopped. However, with linked triggerable scenery to the ride increases the excitement, so it kind of balances itself out. So let's put it to the test by editing this ride. So let's see if we can add a piece down here. Right, so stop, start, track is this piece here. So if we select that and then go to utilities here, there's our little scenery. So if we go to let's go to three, let's keep it at 5 seconds. So now it should stop on this piece of track for 5 seconds. Let's put it to the test, eh? Okay, here comes our little vehicle. So if we've done this right, in theory, it should just stop on the track here for 5 seconds. And it does. There we go. So it even slows down as well, which is nice. So you can have a little scene playing out around here, and then it restarts again. How simple is that? That's going to be amazing. Imagine that for dark ride and things. Okay, it stopped again there. Maybe it's on 2 sections of the track that I accidentally clicked. But anyway, that is an amazing little feature that is going to be very, very useful. Okay, next up is glass. So you'll find these brand new glass pieces in building, and you can search for them under glass, and they are just here. So you have a glass window 1 meter by 1, a 2 by 1, a 2 by 2, a 4 by 2 and a 4 by 4. And this is how they look. And they are pretty nice, to be honest. So here they are upright, and you can just get a good glimpse of how they look from every angle. And I think they refract the light really well, actually, which I know is the issue that they're having with doing this in the game. And the best thing about these is they are all colourable, so you can tint them whatever colour you like. So if you want a nice green glass or a blue glass, you have that option. So again, these are going to be really nice for shop fronts, hotels, pretty much any building really, as it's always been something that's been needed. Even just putting a glass area in between a scene on a ride, yeah, it's going to be very, very useful. I mean, one really good use of the glass that I've seen, and actually it's one of the blueprints, if I have a look through it here, because they've added quite a lot of new scenery blueprints to the game. Yeah, this one, radioactive shark tank. If I put this down here so we can see it, this whole section here, this shark tank is using the glass pieces, and just such a simple effect of the glass piece. And I believe these are art shapes inside. Look how good that looks, and just gives you one example of what you could possibly do with these pieces. Now I know a lot of this is using new stuff from the Studios pack, so apologies for showing that off, but I just wanted to give you an example of what you can use the glass for. Okay, the next thing we've got are these brand new colour panels. So you've got these in, again, various different sizes. Those are, I believe, the unlit versions, and then you have the standard versions just here. So now the point of these is to obviously use the new triggerable colour sequencer, but if we just look in the dark, actually to be fair they both kind of look quite lit, but those you could make some wonderful little disco floors out of these. I was obviously using the display sequencer that showed off with these lights earlier. You could have a nice colour changing floor in your disco or dark ride or whatever you want to do. So these are going to be quite useful, and all these different sizes. Again, obviously recolorable completely, were added in 1.6. Okay, there's the next thing that has been added into 1.6 is 4 new materials of asphalt and concrete for the custom biome. So this is what you set up before you jump into a sandbox park, and you can choose your terrain types. So I've done this ahead of time. So the new one that we've got in this pack is tarmac worn, which looks like that. There is just normal tarmac, which looks like that. They have said they're going to sort out the actual repeat on the texture, so that'll come soon hopefully. Concrete worn is that again. Yeah, they really need to sort out the yeah, that's looking a bit rough. And this one, which is the concrete. So as much as they don't look the best from a distance, up close they look quite good. The texture is decent. It's just repeating a little bit too much, I believe. Look at that. From a distance it's very obvious that's repeating. This one looks really good though, the concrete. So those are just the 4 new flooring types of asphalt and concrete that have been added to the custom biome section. Okay, so the other new thing we've got in the game now are a host of simulator ride style videos made in park by some of the best community creators. So here is an example of the pirate one. There are various different versions of these in low and high quality that you can use around the park. There are some pirate versions, there are some space battle versions, again in low and high quality. What else we got here? Spooky tour. So there's so many various different styles that you can use in your parks. Then we've got some temple ruin ones. So you can imagine the uses of these is going to be fantastic. I mean, that temple one looks amazing actually. It's the first time I've seen these, but they are really, really nice. Really nice. So yeah, so these have been added for use in I say dark rides and things like that. Okay guys, so that is a very quick overview of the 1.6 update. Obviously there's more stuff in here as well. That is brand new blueprints. There's been a lot of updates and bug fixes and little changes. A full changelog is available on the park on the Planet Coaster forums. So yeah, that is just a very quick view, guys, of what is new in the game. So 1.6 is a completely free update that is available right now. So if you haven't updated it already, open Steam, get it downloaded. It's around about a 4 gigabyte update, and it's completely free, and it contains all that content. So if you're interested in looking at the Studios pack, which was also released yesterday, there is another video here on the channel that goes through all of the scenery items and new rides and all that kind of stuff in that pack. So that is also available right now here on the channel, so check that out if you haven't done so already. If you haven't already subscribed to us, please do that, as it really helps us out. Like the videos, comment any suggestions or questions you've got down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers guys, bye.